leave a comment, share on the socials, the socialist agenda, the election that's coming up, the debate, the master debaters that we saw.
Debate. Me last
Thank
night.
you. Tell us,
3 a.m.
Hector. Tell us why people don't know how to vote.
Because they just don't.
They just don't.
They just don't.
They just don't. Hector, 2024. Why don't
Run
they
for
vote?
president. I would vote for you.
Most of the comments I heard on, like, online, right, on Reddit, and in person,
Mhm.
right, are like, oh, well, he's stuttering, he couldn't even say anything, so I guess we're going to change our vote, or we can't, our Democrats are going to be, are out of dismay, are in dismay, they are not organized enough, they're going to be, like, out of control. And I'm like,
So
first
stupid.
of all, the president really doesn't do anything by themselves. They have a team, right? Biden already has a team. And if he wins again, their team are going to continue to work on what they want to do. Yeah, that's that. Even and it's one debate, right? He had a cold, whatever, right?
Yep.
He was just not in it.
He was not at 100%.
He probably didn't take like drugs like Trump did before he did the debate. You know, he didn't hype himself, or he didn't hype himself up.
His cocaine dealer was
Literally
too
the
late.
next day, he's like, "Oh, I messed up, but please vote." You know?
Yeah, well, because the thing is, you're going, if your knee-jerk reaction is to go, oh, I'm not voting for Biden because he's like that, then you're going to go, oh, I'm voting for Trump even though he wants to be a fascist dictator, literally telling us, Project 2025, guys, we're going to be dictators. And then, I don't know, Edward saw just a dumb shit post about that.
I saw so many fucking dumb shit posted. I'm so salty at self-proclaimed leftists who can't differentiate between like, yes, ideally this is how shit should work, and then like and then like the matter of fact of like how things are in reality.
Fucking break that shit. You all right?
No, I hit the thing with the mic.
Bruh.
No, but yeah,
Dang.
Edward, exactly.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah,
know how
yeah.
to vote because they just like, oh well, what I saw from the TV.
Yeah.
You know, those are those kind of people. But I also think, at the same time, because my coworkers were white, and then I know that he's Republican because the way he talks about making money or how, you know,
The way he talks about black people.
when I mention religion, he's like,
This
whoa,
one-
we don't talk about religion here, and I'm like, why not?
Well, technically, okay, there's things that you're not really supposed to talk about at work, everyone says, and it's literally rape, religion, abortion, politics, and economics, right? Something like that.
Now you can't discriminate against that.
No, it's not discriminating. I'm saying you don't usually bring that up in the workplace because also, why does it matter at work, you know? Ideally, unless you're working for a convent or you're working with someone that you know wants to kill all babies, whatever it is, right?
Yeah, okay, obviously.
You go what I mean, right?
Everyone has.
If I'm at work and my work is like, oh, I work in an office, then I'll focus on the office work. There's not really a reason for me to go, guys, my religion is this. My religion is this. Don't discriminate, you know? Because if I make that my whole personality, or conversely, if I go, guys, no religion matters, fuck off, then again, you just kind of you'll come off as that guy versus being like, well, we're talking you know, office work stuff or whatever. Because also you don't know those guys like that, and
Yeah, that's
they
true.
may not pick up on subtleties and subtext and, you know, knowing the background of the relationship
Oh,
of
but I'm
you
neutral.
as a person. But
It's-
I'm neutral.
kinda-
I literally say like, oh, I can't believe in false hopes. And that's why I'm atheist. But then like I don't say obviously I don't go be like, well, you're probably because you're like,
Fuck your religion, you
Yeah,
piece
exactly.
of shit.
Exactly.
Obviously I do not do that,
Mhm.
right? But they bring it up. My boss likes to start conversation. He's a social guy.
Uh-huh.
He brought it up, but then
He brought up religion.
religion, and he also brought politics.
Gotcha.
But he brought up the debate. I was just doing my work.
yeah.
But then my other coworker, and they're both white, by the way, just for context. She's like, "Oh yeah, I saw it's a mess, so no one's gonna vote for Biden."
Hmm.
And
What is that?
4 cases for how much?
For 100
Plus a caddy
plus a caddy.
for back to July 4th promotion. Look at that. Michael will finally have a caddy.
Let me get that caddy.
I read one.
Caddy
And
Eddie.
then-
But I feel like white people do that just to be like, oh well, we're voting Republican because we have a good reason or something. Like they try to be like be soft about it.
Yeah.
They don't want to be like, well, we like how things work out for us, so we didn't keep it with we want to
Keeping up the status quo. or
exactly
whatever.
They don't want to admit it, and honestly, I lose a little bit of respect because like they're being cowards. Just say you want to vote for Trump. because
You're racist.
just say own up to it.
if you're gonna be racist, at
Oh,
least
no,
do it in
hold on.
public.
There's people who actually legitimately think everything Trump's doing is like true, like everything is a
yeah,
fact.
But that's
like,
a cult.
and then
that's
they'll
crazy.
do something, and then they'll go deep and be like, dude, like they'll present them the facts, and they'll be like, no, that's just that they're
That's
just
the mainstream media.
that's
tells
the
you.
mainstream media. That's just what they're trying to
That's
say.
what the deep state wants you to
That's a
think.
bunch
Exactly.
of bullshit. Yeah.
Like if NASA scientists tell me that the world is not flat, I'm not gonna believe them because Smiling Friends showed me the truth. They
Yeah.
showed me the glass dome.
And I always tell him, like, he's like, well, why aren't things getting better during Biden? Like he brings up that
Yeah.
point, and I'm like,
'Cause he's
you know
cleaning
our
up the mess.
our Supreme Court, right? Yeah, our Congress, right? What's the majority in both of those? And they're like, Republican,
Long dong.
the Republican, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think things are not getting done? Because whatever we try to propose, they
The Republicans,
automatically reject it. Whatever doesn't give the billionaires their money, they automatically reject it. And it's been proven and it's been shown. There's obvious.
You can just take facts and go look at the economy under Republicans and look at the economy under Democrats.
yeah.
That's all you had to
But
do.
then also like look at the Congress members of what they invest in,
Yeah.
and then when
Oil
they
and
invest in
stuff.
right before when they right before they like they change whatever
Mhm.
law, right? Because they know they're manipulating the economy for their own benefit.
Well,
That's the deep state. If you really want it, if you really
Yeah.
want it.
You're gonna get technical. The Republicans are in
Yeah.
the deep state. It's rich
Yeah.
people.
TBH, it's always rich people.
And it's just, but it's also just labeling, like it could have been like if you take out the Republicans versus Democrats, you can't, there won't be anyone to like throw a blame like, hey, those are actually black people, take them out. Like who do they stand for? Themselves. They're not any representatives. They're not red or D. They're not R or D. They're just themselves. Take them out, and then that's it. That if like people are like, well, they're
So
Democrats.
Hector's proposing to eliminate opposition by killing them.
Let's do that.
No,
Unironically.
all
take
right.
them out of what the heck?
No, I gotcha, I gotcha.
I didn't say.
We fire them.
I didn't say the K word.
Yeah, you said we fire them out of a
With
cannon
fire.
into the sun. Yeah.
Into the sun.
Um,
Oh, but
But yeah, if in any other job, if you weren't doing your job for months at a time,
Yeah.
you would be fired.
You would.
But like Congress people, regardless of political affiliation, are able to do that sometimes because they're like, yeah, they don't even show up to like the meetings and stuff like that, and it's like,
and they
this
still get
bitch-
paid.
yeah, exactly,
That's
Yeah.
our tax money.
literally.
That's legit our tax money.
I was thinking so much, like ever since that last episode of the podcast, every time I pass by a cop, it's like every time I see it, I just see like a giant $100,000 per year above their heads. I'm like,
I
you
know.
goddamn waste of monetary.
That's
like,
sometimes I get pissed at
you
the DMV
fucking-
or any DMVs I see that aren't like full. Right, you see like 5 or 6 people at the window. I'm like,
They're all
Bitch,
fucking pressed, dude.
you
Did
guys-
look at the DMV workers?
you guys work Monday through Friday first, right? You have your weekends off all the time. Well, maybe not Saturday, right? You work Saturday.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think there's any. What DMV's open on Saturday? Either way,
Mm.
it's not like they work 6 days a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6 days a week. Like, there's obviously a bunch of tax dollars money out there. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's just the city's fault and the government's fault for just not,
Allocating it properly.
allocating it properly. You guys should be stacked. They should be stacked.
Every window should have a worker on it,
Yeah.
basically, and then but the bureaucracy continues. But then again, do you really want the 70-year-old people to renew their licenses, or do you want to have more strict controls
But
for old
that's
drivers?
a different like,
topic.
that's
I
a
know.
different topic that we all vote on later, right?
Mhm.
There's a new wave of voters coming in. Now, what I was scared is, and I didn't read the article. Right?
Ah, perfect.
Mm.
So
I'd love to hear your opinion on
no,
it.
no. So that's where my questions, right?
Okay, what you got?
I don't have an opinion on this. This is my question.
Just asking questions.
Will the new Gen Z, right? That's the ones
We
we are
Us.
Gen.
We.
us we're on the tail
We're-
end, but
Will-
we still
are we actually leaning right wing? Are we
No,
actually?
no, we're not. So
I
every
don't
single
think
time,
so.
every single time I see an article like that, and every time I try to find the source from it, it's all like survey data online.
self-referential and
Yeah.
BS.
It's always like oh yeah, we asked a bunch of these like people in these like Nazi forums online, like oh what do you guys think about trans people?
Stormfront.com,
Yeah.
before it was shut down, we asked 100 Republican voters if they're going to continue voting Republican, and 100% of them said, therefore, there's a red wave coming.
Yeah, yeah, like it's always
The majority of us, you mean all the people that agree with you
Yeah.
are
Yeah,
crazy?
It's
Literally.
always some bullshit like that. Like it's always like, oh yeah, we didn't collect the data correctly. We like like purposefully selected certain types of people. We advertised people to take this survey in specific groups in specific areas with specific hobbies to try to get the outcome that they wanted to get out of their research. Like it's never just like, oh yeah, double blind, and we polled a bunch of like random Gen Zers, you know, like it's never that. It's never that.
Well, they also could have just pulled out a bunch of high schoolers who didn't even know what's going on, right? Like, oh, I'm voting Republican because I like the color red or something like that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time,
But just because their parents, that's how they vote.
Yeah.
Usually, that's how they'll do it.
The ones that have assets like houses and stuff.
That too.
Yeah, especially when Walter does it.
I know, Walter.
Shut the fuck
Walter.
up.
They teach you that in the army to vote Republican.
What happened?
They teach you that in the army to vote Republican.
What?
He can't hear us.
No, it's like I can't hear shit.
No. What the fuck?
No, well, right now I don't know why. Do you have like an AC on or something?
Yeah.
because it's hot as balls.
Yeah, turn it off.
Bro, I'm fucking
turn off
sweating.
the AC.
Yeah, we're gonna turn off the AC, and then we're all gonna be sweating.
I
our
can't, Walter.
fucking
I'm
balls
wearing
off
leather. I can't take off.
Does he hear us through the laptop or through our mics?
through the.
It's through the laptop.
I have a
webcam mic.
BDSM outfit on.
The
under
webcam mic.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
So should we just bring it up closer? Let's bring Walter up closer.
Yeah, do that.
Let's-
Walter, discuss
Yeah.
how most of your coworkers are right wing.
Tell us all the deepest, darkest secrets of the army.
No, I don't think I will.
My bad.
Zoom straight into Hector's dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you could tilt it up, if please. You could tilt. There you go. All right.
There we go. Tell us now, Walter. What you got?
All right.
Tell us what you got. What
Let
you
me
really,
think.
really got.
Well, just in general, the military is more Republican, right? I was talking to this guy like recently during a turn-in appointment where he turned in like unused material or whatever. He was like, "Oh, like I was in the military when Bush was president, and that was the best time because that's when we got the most benefits, that's when we got the most pay, that's when we got the most care for. That's when people gave a fuck about the military."
Yeah.
So he's like, whenever there's a Republican president, it's always good for the military. That's when we get paid more. so
That's when
Yeah.
there's more wars for us to
Yeah.
fight in and more cannon fodder.
That's when we centralize power more into the head of state.
Exactly.
right.
But apparently there's some internal documents that are not public to the public. There's some internal documents where the DOJ will see how many kindergartners are graduating each year, because if a person graduates kindergarten, they're way more likely to get into the military, which
What
is
the
crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
That makes
That's
sense.
nuts.
Based off them graduating
Yes,
kindergarten.
Yeah.
graduating kindergarten. If you successfully complete kindergarten, you are much more likely to get into the
Who
army.
doesn't graduate
Um,
kindergarten is my question.
No, there's a lot of poor
Yeah.
people in like the Appalachians, dude.
Dude, yeah,
Like
it's true,
there's
true.
so many people just in the country that unfortunately do not have like access to reliable schooling.
So
things
wouldn't
like
you
that,
think
so
people who don't have access to reliable schooling is more prone to go into the army?
more prone to being homeless probably first
Yeah.
before they make it to to 18 and then are army eligible or whatever. It's not like they can go, okay guys, hey, you're 5 years old, you don't have a house, all right, let's throw this kid into a group home and then he'll be in the army. Like, no, that's not how that works.
This is
you
a
know?
this is a country. If you're poor, they forget about you. Bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Forget about you.
Not just that, but I'd assume graduating kindergarten means you're likely to barely pass, or it means you're like likely to like graduate or like get to high school and like finish through that at least to like some years. So you're smart enough to be able to like operate and to like do stuff and to be
Exactly.
trained. But you're not at college yet. You know that's not a guarantee for college. So they get you before you go to college.
And you
like
get
that
your
way
own
you-
critical thinking
Yeah.
skills and liberal arts college.
Yeah, like
What is there a possibility to just skip kindergarten and start at first grade? Because
I don't
Is there a
think
placement? There's
so.
placement tests, right?
Yeah, but you're not going to learn the fundamentals without like daily without daily school. That's as simple as that. I was going to say trainings, but
The
it's just school.
ABCs and
Yeah.
the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 'cause
ABC, 1, 2,
That's
3.
why you have like preschool and then pre-K, because preschool is like when you're 3 years old.
Who didn't go to
Pre-
pre-K?
Who did not go to pre-K?
I met
We
Andres
all
at
went to
yeah.
pre-K.
Yeah, we all did.
I went to pre-K. You met Andres at pre-K?
Pre-K or preschool?
No, I don't think you were in either of those because I looked in my books and you weren't in any of my classes.
Ooh.
was
all-
I
it
in
was
any of
only
your
in
classes?
You
No,
weren't either.
the first time
It's
we
like
met
second
was
grade,
in,
dude.
in Hannah, Miss
Oh,
Hannah,
yeah,
right?
that's true.
That's second grade.
Yeah,
That's
second
a
grade.
long time.
Yeah,
And then 4th grade and 5th grade. And
that's
then
forever
6th.
ago.
But I'm saying, Yeah, that's why they have those things, because of how crucial it is at an early age to just learn like language and stuff like that. That's why you'll see feral kids, right? That like kids that never went to school and are in the wild or whatever.
I learned to read in preschool.
Exactly. That's
actually
exactly
pretty-
the fundamental building blocks.
Legit, dude.
The earlier you can learn stuff, the more likely you are to get farther ahead. So
Exactly.
like that's why you see like this trend over time as people get not necessarily more smarter but better able, like more educated, that their kids start learning more advanced levels of algebra, more advanced levels of reading earlier on.
I think
You
and
get more time
and
to.
then there has to be reward systems. Obviously, there has to be more incentives, because if what motivated us, right? Because I excelled in math, but you excelled in reading. Like they always like, oh, there's a point system, and if you're in the top of your class, you get a free field trip, or like some you get like school money. I don't know, was it school money, or it was still there's prizes. They're like lunch with the principal, whatever. They had incentives, and that actually motivated us to just keep going at stuff that we were good at.
See, that's another conversation entirely,
Yeah.
because it's the school's district that gets the funding. So you can have those pizza parties in like the UCLA school districts up in like what is it,
We did
Bridgewood,
have
whatever it's
pizza
called.
parties.
No. But I'm saying like
more
you have,
often,
you have,
more incentives.
Yeah, you have more incentives more often because of the school system funding, which is just based on the old racist system of your
That's
zip
good.
code is your taxes, and then
I still-
lower
I
I
property
still remember
values.
every field trip we had in that school.
every
that-
single field trip.
Every single.
And you
field
don't
trip.
remember when your uncle got you? My goodness, selective memory.
I didn't have
Honestly.
an uncle.
That's what they want you to
You don't
think.
have a
see?
single uncle on either side of your family.
Actually, no, I do have an uncle, but it's
He doesn't
just,
come around much.
not in my.
He's been
Not
excised.
in my. Actually, no. Never mind. I still have living uncles. Never
All
mind.
right. Well, either way.
what was it?
I had no grandfather.
You triggered a memory for me.
I don't have a
You-
grandfather.
The one
no.
time where I remember everyone in my fucking high school like actively doing their homework and actively like trying to like do a bunch of like everyone was like people like you, because you know some people don't fucking like study, they hate doing it, like any working class and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like even like those kids that you can think about like put their all into it, and you want to know why? Because whoever got like the highest scores or whatever got to throw a couple of pies at our principal, and
That's
everyone
amazing.
fucking got to like, because everyone like hated our principal for honestly I think no
For
reason.
good reason.
No
Okay, no
reason.
reason.
I think because
There had to be reason.
the only reason I can think of now as like an adult that's like even moderately justifiable is that he like took away something that like most of the seniors had, because seniors are basically adults or almost adults, and so we wanted the freedom to be able to like go buy KFC.
If that's
or
what
go
you
buy-
tell yourself, I don't know.
I don't know about that.
But, yeah, so I'm guessing.
Seniors, for legal reasons, seniors are not basically adults.
Not
Please
basically
do
adults.
not go and
Yes.
say all right to
They're
those
adults
kids.
if
Yes.
you're 18.
Well, most of them are not 18.
Most
that's
of them are
why.
not.
So-
But like, what I meant was like they had the freedom to go get KFC.
Yeah,
they had the
sure.
freedom to go get like pizza at like Beach
Additional
Pizza.
privileges.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
actually leave
like
the-
during
leave
lunch.
the-
Yeah,
oh,
it's
yeah.
like leave the campus because
I
we didn't
see.
want to stay trapped in there. And so like that's the only justifiable reason that I can think of that like them taking that like him taking that away is the only justifiable reason I can think of why people hated him. There's a lot of other reasons. I don't think those are justifiable. A lot of them just hated him to hate him.
Our-
'Cause he was
our-
black.
Our,
No, he was
our
white.
school, it depended on your attendance and your grades. I think a little bit of both, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're good standing, because most of most of the Hispanics or Latinos, whatever you want to call them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Didn't get to leave outside school because they were just not as smart, or they just didn't try.
Yeah, no, I feel like it was
No,
mostly
and
just the
I'm
white
telling
people.
our year. I'm not saying in general.
Yeah.
I'm saying in
Yeah,
our
us,
school.
us Hispanics.
just-
Oh,
Yeah,
The
no.
beaners.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing for you, for Walter and Michael, I think your school didn't get shit, right?
No, we did great. We all got $1 billion. Nah, dude, what the fuck do you mean?
It's like President Jimbo, dude.
you know the one time
Michael be like, I got something
that
to
we
say.
did the pie throwing thing. What's called? This one guy got one of the pies and he hit our senior principal, like literally like a year away from retiring.
Oh my
He
god.
hit him in the face, and I think he got a scratch on his nose, so he started bleeding. Then he got kicked out for that.
what?
Huh?
No, but
Yeah,
that's
freaking
on
Claudio,
them, though.
dude.
That
If you're that old, you should not be participating. You
that's-
should not offer that.
No, he wasn't even he wasn't participating.
Oh, so it was was just
yeah,
assault.
Yeah, so it was just
Yeah,
assault.
and the kid just came up with
So
a
he
pie
just
and hit him in the
assaulted a
face.
senior,
Yeah, you just assaulted
a
a person.
64-year-old
They did that
man.
shit at my school too during that Pi Day. That's why they never had it again. They it was supposed to only be like the principal and like the dean, I think, because those were like the two most hated like people in the administration, and they knew it. So that's why they offered themselves. But everyone went too wild and they started hitting all the fucking administration,
That's so funny.
except for like the people that like were close to the students, like the people
the
that
people
everyone
that
knew.
actually cared. and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
All right, Michael. Hey, let's hear your side. You got something to say, don't you, bro?
No, I don't.
Come on, Michael.
Yeah,
on.
you do.
I don't.
Tell us.
Come on.
Tell,
He's-
how about
he's
this?
like-
This is a good question for Michael. What in your school would have motivated you to stay? Like what? Like what?
Michael graduated, no?
No.
No.
Big booty bitches.
You didn't get your GED?
No,
but you
so-
were like a PayPal.
Think about it. Think about it. Think about it like something.
That's me.
Maybe. I don't know.
$1 billion.
The big M. The big M.
The big M. The big M. If they give you a little bit of big M every time you walk through the doors at 8 a.m.
Ketamine.
Because I believe like. Because graduating high school is kind of stupid in my opinion. Like as in like. The majority of the stuff that you learn, do you really like carry that onto college? Like
Yes.
like the majority of the
Yeah,
stuff that you
yes.
learn.
The skills,
So
not
you're
not the subject matter per
That's
se.
what I'm saying.
But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
subject
skills.
matter.
Well,
skills that you
okay,
learn from
okay,
it.
maybe not college, but like real life. Like, come
real
on,
life,
like,
yeah.
Yes.
Come
Like
on.
if you don't
you
want
don't
to
use
do
that shit
anything,
during
like-
real fucking life.
The skills
wait,
you
wait,
learn.
wait,
No,
wait.
no. Hold on. I have
Okay.
such a big thing about this. Your English class teaches you media literacy and how to dissect fucking media. Like yes, like there's
That's
a
a
reason
real
why
life.
people are fucking stupid on the internet nowadays. 'Cause they didn't
Maybe
pay attention
in
to fucking
your
English
school,
class.
but we didn't take creative writing. We took basic
No.
English.
Basic
Basic
English,
English.
yes.
You
basic
weren't paying
English.
attention then.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, but see,
like
you probably-
unironically.
Basic English.
You
These
probably
niggas
just
took
remember-
AP classes, dude.
No.
I didn't take AP classes until 11th and 12th
Oh, yeah,
grade,
yeah, I
and I
took
can tell
AP
you right now
classes, yeah,
stuff that
stop.
I learned in
Stop
10th and 9th. It's
Exactly.
still applied
I-
forward.
we didn't
going
have.
forward.
We didn't have to. We
Like-
took the initiative to do it.
And I didn't even take AP
Yeah.
English until 12th grade.
Yeah,
but-
same.
I
but-
wasn't even good at English until college, bro. I didn't. That's
But-
why I didn't take.
Like
AP
what good
English.
is
I didn't
what good
speak
is,
no
is
good.
chemistry
I didn't
in
speak
real
no
life,
good.
dude? What good is
Okay,
knowing
I'll
chemistry?
give you
red
that.
guy 40.
No, I'll
Baking.
give you chemistry, right? Only because chemistry is such a niche subject that even chemists fucking hate. But other than that, most other ones like just general history, social studies,
Geometry.
I disagree.
Geometry. Okay, geometry. Remember, it's not about a squared plus b squared equals c squared. It's about learning the other kinds of concepts of logic, because a lot of math is logic, so it helps you train. Like in calculus, they say, "Oh, you're not even really doing math; you're just doing logic, right?"
You're
That
doing
in higher end one, but that's still using the building blocks.
You're
from
doing
the lower
logic?
end math. Yeah, because you're using logic, because you're going, okay, if this and this is this, then that must mean this and this is this in math.
If the graph
right?
goes like this,
Exactly.
how long until it reaches zero? Like how long
Yeah.
until it reaches one?
Again, all these
Yeah.
concepts are just reinforcing logic, which you would then use in later on for even if you're not taking a debate class, for like later on arguments.
Yeah.
You can then go, oh, I understand these patterns because I've seen these patterns before, or I understand this
The patterns
argument or
in
whatever it
life.
is.
So what patterns in like later on if you go on a debate? What the fuck would geometry teacher? Because A plus C is this, and that means I know exactly what it means in a debate.
So
where
when you're
just
building
talking.
something, when you want to build something for your
You need
house,
fundamentals.
yeah,
You need,
You-
yeah.
you're
You
gonna
went through the
see.
exercise
You're
of
gonna
seeing
learn
stuff
carpentry.
outside.
You're not gonna fucking.
No,
come
look,
on,
it's not even
dude.
about that. It's not even about
It's
that.
a
There's
different
other
thing.
external skills that that are not directly related to the core material that help you later on, both in life
What are
and
those skills?
I think
What are those?
a
Skills?
lot of them is how
It's
to
intangible
How to
stuff.
explain? How
yeah,
to
how
take in
explain,
information?
how to understand, how to research,
Yeah.
how to
How to analyze.
how to
How to
know if
analyze.
sources are real or not, how
Exactly.
to
So
So all those things you learn from taking geometry and taking chemistry.
Hell
from
No,
taking your
no.
class list,
yeah,
dude.
We're talking about the whole suite of classes.
entirety.
Yes.
The whole
Yes.
suit
The entire no one thing is going to teach you everything.
You can.
That's why it's a
I'm
combination
saying
of
there's certain
classes.
things that you don't really need, like, but you have to. It's a requirement in order to graduate.
There's no-
I
but
just feel like
look,
you just need to take basic
there's-
shit like English.
But education
kind
is
of
a
history.
process, though. There's
Yeah.
no easy.
It's
there's no
reinforcing
easy way-
those.
yeah.
Each one of those
Yeah.
is because
Look,
like
look, I
look,
think-
hold on.
I think
Let's say
they-
geometry, right? Let's say geometry, chemistry, phys ed, and fucking give me another one.
Spanish.
Spanish. Like all of these are teaching you different ways of doing using the similar skills, because no situation you're gonna find yourself is gonna be the exact same. So it's applying the skills that you learn into different scenarios. how do you learn Spanish is very similar to how you learn math, despite the core components being very different and the actual work that you're doing very different. But how you interpret information, how you analyze information, how you digest that, how you like ingrain that so you know what you're talking about is very similar across subjects.
It's not similar because you learn those things all differently. You don't learn English, and I mean, you don't learn Spanish the same way you learn fucking math, dude.
It's repetition.
It's different. It's subjective to each person. Some person can be really, oh, I get math, but then they'll take fucking Spanish and be like, I don't know any of this shit. I don't know how to interpret it. I don't know how to analyze it the same way.
If you boil it down, it's all repetition.
Yeah,
because
if you do something many times, doesn't mean you're gonna learn it, dude. You can still keep doing something over and over again and not be good at it.
It's just, so
how?
That
If you're doing it wrong,
you need to understand.
But then that's why you need school.
You need to understand where you're wrong, and then
self-analysis, self-reflection.
Self-analysis,
Because that's what those exercises help in. Because when let's say you're doing math and you're like, wait, why did I get this problem wrong? Then you break it down so you can understand.
That's why good teachers go over their exam. I mean, they're like, oh, so you guys missed this, so this is how you do it.
Yeah, I saw the majority of people miss this question. Let's go over it together, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And in Spanish, right? Oh, I don't understand this word. Wait, but... Or I don't understand why this phrase makes sense if I'm like saying like, oh, watermelon, agua melon. It's like, no, that doesn't make sense because this. And again, you're using logic, you're using reason, you're using repetition, and a combination of those tools help you succeed in life.
You can learn stuff. You can learn anything by repeating something, learning why it didn't happen.
Learning is different from memorizing.
Yeah, learning.
If I go, when did the Battle of 1776 happen? Right, July 4th, whatever. But why did they sign the Declaration of Independence? That's like the meat behind it. Memorization versus learning.
That's what I was saying. The actual content of most of what you learn in high school, you're not gonna remember it like post everything. We have our bachelors. Ask us like, I don't know.
When was the Battle of Gettysburg?
Yeah. I don't fucking know, dude. But the other intangible skills that you learn from being able to do that, being able to understand a
what
passage.
I'm saying is
and
like
what it's
problem
saying.
solving could be learned outside of just taking a fucking AP Spanish class or taking a geometry class. You can learn it other ways, not just by taking that class.
It still needs to be practiced. It needs to be practiced.
The reason you're in school is because it's structured in such a way so that it helps you learn the best.
If someone is really good at taking English or taking history, but then they suck at taking other classes, but they can learn this subject really well and teach it to others, but then they can't do the same thing on another subject, even though they're using the same skills, like problem solving skills that they use in the other class. There's a reason why they can't do it. Or there's whatever reasons they may be. I don't think it's fair that because they can't do those classes, there's like automatic like, well, now you can't fucking graduate because you're dumb in that side of it. But it's like, even though I can't do this part, I can't do these subjects. Does that mean that I'm not?
But I guess that's why Hector asked, what
exactly.
did you need?
Yeah. Because now you're talking about something else. Because you're trying to attribute something wrong with the way the system is structured, rather than like education itself, rather than with the school itself.
Yeah,
like,
the intention of school is to have everything structured to give people the tools to succeed. It's not meant as this is where you get all your answers from every single time, 100% of the time, and it's always right. Things change. That's always going to happen.
Like there's a reason why I'm so bad at math. Most of my math teachers were fucking horrible, absolute dog shit. And why? Well, because they're fucking underpaid. They're not fucking giving their best. They don't take their time to really understand each individual student. They can't know that. Conversely, I had amazing English teachers, so guess what I'm better at? I'm better at fucking writing.
I'm better
essays.
at spoken English.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I started like I asked Andres like, hey, what does this fucking word mean? Because I'm not good at fucking English. But when it comes to math, I'm like, all right, you guys are fucking idiots.
And then I'll be like, Hector, I haven't done math over Algebra 1 in like 10 years.
I had a really good biology teacher. And he would
that's why you touch yourself all the time, dude.
And he would teach me like honestly tell me like, these are what these certain things are. This is the mitochondria. This is how it looks. This is what it is.
Powerhouse of the cell,
whatever. Right?
Yeah.
And I did learn it. I don't know shit anymore. But
well,
I still. But you can say. But you're saying.
You just remember.
But you're saying. I learned problem solving skills by doing that. Is what you're saying.
Well,
I learned how to. I knew the skills of how to learn something by doing that.
But I think the problem is you didn't have enough of that good
Yeah.
support.
Good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Not only
experience.
that,
You need
but Michael, what were you telling me in the car about weed, about the seeds?
What about it?
About that? How easy was it for you to understand the information? Because that's biology.
That was just someone explaining it.
I know,
not
but
even
you
that.
were able to understand, comprehend, and analyze, and then re-explain it to someone.
Do you think?
know the
you were
information
actively
well.
interested
I
in
believe
Yeah.
someone can learn that and understand that even without necessarily taking a biology class or taking an
You're
AP
right,
class.
dude.
Just by talking.
But
Some people are just.
the time to take to learn that might be even bigger
than
for
it
each-
is versus structured as a kid as
not
your
just
brain is
that,
developing.
not just that, but let's say, but that's not really an argument against education in the first place, like what you're saying, Michael.
You're arguing
because,
for education,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
anything.
because let's say he managed to do let's say he managed to learn all of that in like a year or whatever, like
Yeah.
however long it takes. Who's to say that education under someone that actually knows what they're doing would have shortened that time and they would have been even better? Like,
Does it
there-
take only one semester to learn this versus a whole year?
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's benefits that you're not seeing. Like, yes, maybe someone can. Like, what's a good analogy? Like, let's say a broken leg. Like, can
No.
a broken leg heal on its own? Yes, technically. But is it better
if
and
it gets
easier for it
set.
to? Yeah. But is it better for like a doctor to look at it and be like, okay, this bone is broken. This is how we have to position it. We have to add this to it, and now it's gonna heal faster.
Or even
What
an
would you say is
instrument.
the objective of school to what is the point of graduating? And no, not even that. What's the point of what do people or like educate people who are in charge of education? What is their objective and what they want the student to be when they get out of high school?
Ideally,
Factory worker.
no, I'm not talking about the career. I'm talking about what kind of like skills do they want them to
Ideally,
have.
they want them to be a productive, intelligent member of society who can
No,
positively
corporate
contribute.
slaves. Corporate slaves. that's what they want. They want
unironically, the
corporate
US
slaves.
So see, that's
because not every person coming out of high school is gonna have
see,
the
that's,
same.
that's
the
where
same
deep.
career
That's
path.
where the deep state comes.
Exactly.
No, but
No,
see,
I wouldn't be that bleak with the description because there are so many people that'll help you in, like, let's say beyond that when you go into college and you don't really know what you want to do.
Because
Yeah, but he's not talking about the people.
Bunch of people like in education will preach like, yeah, go to college and then you'll be able to succeed in life. Like, and you take these classes and you get more education and then you'll be able to be somewhere in life. Like, okay, fine, but like. Doing what? Like then, like doing how? What are they gonna do?
That's how
That's
you,
on the kid. That's on the student. But
Yeah,
like,
you have to know what you want.
Not only do you don't have to necessarily know what you want immediately. You're 18. You're still a child, right?
I believe.
still
But
don't know
you
what I
can.
want.
But
I
you
believe.
can
I believe.
ask- but you can
I thought
ask
about
people
this.
around and
I've
see
thought about
what
this
you
before.
wanna
I
do.
thought of this before, but like middle school and elementary schools to teach you fundamentals overall, teaching you problem solving skills, everything that you guys were saying.
Yeah.
But once you get into high school, I feel like it should more drive towards learning what you want to do as a career and then going to that path. If you want to do, if you want to do trade school, then teach you more about the fundamentals about that. If you want to be more about, if you want to be a lawyer, teach you more about lawyer
I think
stuff.
it used to be.
I-
It used to be that.
Yeah, it used to be like that.
There's
but the
that
thing- the thing
mechanic
is-
shops and all that
No.
stuff.
Yeah.
It gets finicky because then, we now incentivize maybe, what if what if an HVAC school opens
Yeah.
up and you go, hey, instead of going to regular high school, come to us, we're accredited, and you'll go right into the pipeline of HVAC, and it's like, well, did you really want to do that, or did you think you want to do that because it seemed like the only option in
the point of the high school is it's not gonna just throw something at you. It's gonna be, instead of like, here's some random bullshit classes that
Yeah,
you're just gonna take.
diversity of classes.
Here's a
I
choice
don't
that
know.
you can.
Did your school ever have career
They're gonna
days?
teach you. What career days? What? Oh, we have a fucking cop here. We have a firefighter here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
we
just-
have a fucking. Oh, great.
No,
Like,
no, no.
That's
But
just
Michael,
like,
you want
did-
someone
did-
to tell you how it is.
Exactly.
In
Did
the
they
field.
ever have career days?
Yeah.
Did
yes,
you
we had
attend
career
those
days in
career
elementary
days?
school. Everyone had fucking.
No,
career
in
days.
high
Yeah,
school.
in high school?
High
No.
school. Who the fuck?
High
has
school
career
no
days in
no
high
gets
school,
career
dude?
days in high school.
No.
No.
I'll pull up to a career day with a prostitute.
Like on
Tina?
Alameda.
Look, Michael, the thing is that you can do both. And
Yeah.
I do you know how many I literally ditched a full class and went to another class and got a grade in that class as well while smoking weed. Like, you can do both. Like, you can not go to the classes that you want, learn what you need from the classes, and then
You could still go
to
to
other
like
classes.
right now
you
for
can't
free.
Ditch, you can't fucking just not pay attention to a class because then you just won't pass, dude.
I did.
I didn't. I passed all the classes that I was passing, dude. I was passing history. I was passing English. I was passing physics. I was passing biology. But every other class, I failed at math. Most of my classes, and I think I failed at I forget what it was. And because I couldn't pass those classes, I couldn't move up, and I was like, you know what, fuck this. I was really struggling with these classes. I tried to learn my best. I couldn't learn these classes. I took adult school. I still couldn't pass these classes.
That's
At
'cause
the
you weren't
end, I was like,
supported.
fuck this shit. I'm
Hey,
just not gonna do this
That,
shit
that
anymore.
That's
could be
because
one.
you weren't
But
supported.
then
Yeah.
let's look at it very in detail. What specifically did you not understand? Because they will always
See,
ask you.
they would teach me the same ways that you guys were like, well, here's the thing. Here's where you're going wrong. This is what you need to do. Blah blah blah. I learned this. I know how to problem solve for that. I know how to do that. But at the same time, I would listen. I would hear that person out, be like, okay, this is where I went wrong. And the day would come where I would take a quiz or a test. I would try to apply those things. I would remember them. Okay, this is how you did it. And at the end of it, I still ended up being wrong for some reason. I still failed the class. I still failed the test. I don't know what the fuck happened. And I would do that over and over again to the point where I get frustrated. And at the end of it, I just gave up. I really did. I was like, fuck this. I guess I don't want to do it anymore. I'm frustrating myself. I'm making myself feel like shit. I'm just going to find other ways to do it. I'll figure it out when I get older. And I did eventually. You know, it was easier to get a high set than graduating with a GED for some reason. Maybe the classes were easier or whatever, but and that taught me it's like, do we really need to teach every single subject and have to forcibly learn it? Or can we just tell them, like, can't you just learn those same problem skills and those same equivalents in the classes that you're good at already? Like,
okay, wait.
like
I have a question then. Is your problem with having to take those classes, or is your problem with the classes being centered around test taking?
I don't
because
know.
those are two different things. Because I think that having those classes is beneficial. You should be required
because
to
the
go
teacher
through all
would teach
that.
me, right? And in the moment he's teaching me, he's like, okay, you seems like you got it. The day would come, the test would come, or the quiz would come. I think I still had it in my head. I was pretty confident. I was like, okay, I remember. I got this shit already. But then I would do it, and I wouldn't pass. So I would be like, what the fuck? And it wouldn't be like almost passing, or it would be like I'd get 60% or whatever the fuck, and be like, what the fuck? Why is it so low? I really thought I got it down. He's like, no, you didn't. And he would tell me where I got it. I was like, what the fuck? That's what I did. And he's like, no, but you missed this and you missed that. What the fuck? I thought I got that. So I was like, and that would just be a repeating thing over and over again. So I really didn't know. I got frustrated. I got sick of going to adult school. I got sick of doing it. And I was like, at this point, everyone's going to graduate, and I'm still going to have to take adult school even beyond this for like another year. So I'm like, fuck this. I'm done. Like, I'm just going to find my way, whatever other way I can. But it's got me to thinking it's like what I just said. It's like, can we really do that? I think it can be another way. Like, if a kid is passing in other classes and he's showing that he has the skills to learn, does he really need to learn chemistry? Does he really need to pass math? Does he really need to pass these things? If he shows that he has those skills of like learning and problem solving and these other subjects, you know, passing with pretty good grades, does he really need to do that in order to get that fucking GED?
No, but
I would say
What you
yes.
me-
It just depends what you mean. What you're talking about.
What you mentioned before, remember about they should just put random shit so that people could see what they like, exposure to more subjects. So yes, you should try, not say excel, right? But try geometry or try use math to see if you like it. But you have to be to a point of honestly, I think
if you're getting taught something like going back to that, like if they're teaching you like, here are different career paths, here are many different things you can do, here's everything you could do. You'll have a class where like, what do you want to do? And then they'll tell you like the steps. Okay, and then now you're gonna take classes going towards those steps, and then maybe have a plan B or a plan C that you can also do. All right, then you excel in these things because now you're doing classes that you want to do because it's something that you want to do and it's something that you.
But then that means you need more
that's
classes.
what you do in college, to be fair.
That's what you do in college.
they'll
But
give
in
you a
high school,
career path.
it should be more about it too, because it's like, why am I still being taught fundamentals and how to do
because
skills?
you're still a child. You don't know anything.
Yeah, you don't know anything.
You don't
Yeah.
know anything yet.
Yeah.
You don't know the
they're
basics
children
yet.
because you treat them like children, but these are pretty much adults doing adult shit, dude.
They're not.
Wait,
And
wait.
one year after that, they're gonna be able to do whatever the fuck they want.
There's
you know?
only like 4 core
Yeah.
classes. It's like
Yeah.
math, English, and a science, or
Yeah.
3. There's only 3 core classes
Math,
that you really
English,
have to
science.
take. For the-
and physical education.
Phys ed, 4 classes.
not in 11th and 12th grade, but
Yeah.
again,
Some take phys ed.
you took PE in 11th and 12th grade.
Yeah, you
Well,
still
some
we
take
did.
phys ed.
We didn't.
It was done at
I was
10th
doing
grade,
sport.
right?
I still did sports.
No, sports in
Yeah,
general.
sports.
Okay,
sports.
so 4 core things, right? Like physical education, a science, and a social study technically. So 5, because there's a history class, right?
Mhm.
History, math, English, science, and PE, right? So there's like 5 core things that you have to do. But that's why once you're older in like 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, they start giving you electives. So you can then elect what you want to do. So you can kind of
You
go,
can only
oh,
get Well, I think it was my score was like you were only allowed electives if you were passing certain classes.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's how it was.
Well,
I think
okay,
that's,
okay, okay.
I think that's
I
I think that's
know-
Michael's like thing. He's like,
No,
why do you have to pass or be at a certain level with
I-
subjects?
I
But you still need the exposure though.
Hmm.
You need the exposure.
the
You
thing
do,
that
you
I
do.
agree with you
You need
on,
the
Michael,
exposure.
is that we're too test centered. I don't think that if you don't pass the test, that should count that negatively against your
Yeah,
grade.
yeah.
I think that's one thing that you are correct about. Their test taking is gone way too far. It's way too overblown, especially in this country. It doesn't help. It just stresses people out. Teachers stop actually teaching, and instead they focus on trying to get you to memorize shit for the test, rather than actually learning any of the material or any of the
I'd
other
rather
skills.
have more homework than tests. To be
Yeah,
honest.
unironically, even back in the day, I think
So
the homework I
that
did during
Michael
class.
could say that it wasn't diverse enough for him
Yeah.
to even get some concepts, right? Because obviously there's education even now still needs improvement, right? And there are people who are
our
free.
education's some shit, dude.
Yeah, I know.
We're like 36th in like
Obviously
the
the system that he had didn't work, and especially for like for his side, like his town or his area, they obviously don't have a high percentage of success, which is correct. So Michael could actually say the system doesn't work for him.
And I think it's LA too, because when I lived in Texas, dude, that's where I actually passed algebra, because my teacher in algebra out there, he would let people pass as long as he saw that they were trying. And he said that like before, like, if I see you guys actually trying and putting in the effort, I'll give you a pass. And then the day would come where like the test would come, and he'd see us like, oh, that's not how you do that. He in the moment of the test, he'd go up to you and be like, he'll tell you, he'll still teach you while you're doing the test, and he'll like, oh, you do it that wrong, you did this wrong.
I don't know
And then
about
you'd still
passing the
pass.
class, but like definitely like the test.
Well,
like that, I think
motivate
that's
you,
better.
motivate
That's
you
much
to,
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as he helps you get to the answer without giving you an answer.
No, he
I
didn't give
think-
you the answer, but he guided you to
Exactly.
like, to pass
Exactly.
the
As long as
test.
they do
Because
that,
you're learning the mechanics of it
Exactly.
rather than just the end result.
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. As long as they do that, I think that's still proper. That's still proper, even during tests. I think that's still proper teaching, because I didn't give him the answer. He still figured it out himself.
Because I'll be straight up,
Right.
I don't think I
Actually,
should
about
have
it.
passed my algebra 2 just based on like the test taking. Because I had a teacher like that too. Like how I said when I was ditching one class basically to go to another. Because the teacher we had before would teach like that, like just straight for the test. Just make sure you memorize this. Eventually you switch, and we got a better teacher that would like actually like help us and walk us through everything. And then that's when I was able to like ditch and go to like another class and pass that one as well.
that's
Take
what-
both at the same time.
I figured. I don't want to say I figured it out, but I think I should what Michael needed was support.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
someone to
Yeah.
hold his hand. It's like, that's not how you do it, you idiot. This is how you do
Yeah,
it.
because he was a child.
No,
Like,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
but right next to him though. Like
Yeah.
Sometimes some people need that, and that's not. That
I
shouldn't be
definitely
wrong.
did. I definitely did.
Yeah, that's definitely not wrong. But that's also the problem we
Hey,
have now. We don't have enough staff or qualified teachers to actually get the point or subject to the students.
Like I didn't
Right.
get any better at math until I got into like my second
Right.
semester of college.
Until I was in
like
college.
yeah.
Reisman versus Wilson, right? Yeah.
Wilson, he didn't really teach
Exactly,
math.
but he
I
was very
like,
smart.
He was. And
I had,
he'd be
like,
he's like,
algebra
why
and-
don't you get it? And I'm like, wait, walk me through it. And he'd be like, this, and this, right? Like,
Yeah.
And then
Oh, I
it's like
hate
step A,
teaching
step
like
C,
that.
step F, and then step Z. And I'm like, wait, run that back. He's like, no, you're supposed to get it by now. Like, that was kind of his attitude.
more like no, but like fortunately we had really good teachers, and then our school, even though it wasn't that rich, had money, and actually
Guess where the U.S. ranks worldwide as far as education? Guess.
36.
You said 36? All right.
That's what Edward just said.
I said 36, but that I just threw out like a random number. I don't know exactly. I know we're far below like a lot of
I
countries.
swear Edward said like 40 something. I could have sworn he said 40
we're like
something.
I would say we're like maybe
how many countries are there in the world?
We're number one. I understand. We're number one, but
US.
come on.
maybe
Yeah, 'cause I
maybe
don't know,
39 to 41
I
somewhere
actually
around
don't
there.
know.
Okay.
39 to
Hector,
41.
what do you think?
Let's split the difference. 40.
There's like 50 like actual countries.
Yeah, well, actual.
So
Or no, there's like 251.
42.
251?
Yeah, there's
Okay,
251.
let me see how many are on this
251?
list.
Are
Just kidding,
100,
just kidding, just kidding.
132.
Wait. There are so there's on this list there are 177. There's 177
Okay, that makes
on
sense.
this list.
Because there's a couple like fucking the Vatican that like don't matter for like.
I don't
purpose of
think we're that
education.
stupid, but
So-
we're not as smart as
So you said
India.
what? What was your rank?
I don't think it's that we're stupid. I think it's like the standards here are really high.
No, but that's
No,
the
they're
thing.
so low. They're so
They're-
low
they're
here
No,
in
like
America.
to pass and shit. Like
They're
I
not-
think if you
no.
saw-
They're
if you
so
saw- I think I saw,
low.
like, a
They're
thing in Europe,
so
like-
low.
I think I
Because of
saw
Nancy Reagan.
I think I saw.
Ejucashion
I think I saw.
behind.
I think I saw this thing
Fuck
like in
the
Europe where
Reagans.
like you need like
They
like,
they
it's
are
like
higher.
You
they
need
are
like a
higher
60 or
here,
something
right?
to
No,
pass.
Because
No,
like if you
no.
get a
right here,
50%
and then you
in
need like
Europe,
an 80%
that's like
to
a C.
pass.
Sorry to break
No,
it
no,
to you
no,
guys, they're
but
pretty
it's
low.
harder
Yeah,
to
they're
get
pretty-
that. It's
Okay.
harder to get the 50% in Europe than it is to get
So
the 50%
so
here.
177
What's
total
out of
countries on
170
this list.
out
On
of
this
one
list.
out of
You
177.
said
I want to say like let's say 40. Let's split it down the middle. 40.
Out of 177, right?
177. on this list?
I think 109.
109. Michael, where do you think?
177, baby.
Oh, Walter, where do you think?
Out of 100.
177. We're
177. Bottom of the barrel. Let's
Bottom
go.
of the- okay, we're not worse
the
than
bottom
like
of the
North
barrel.
Africa or South Africa, so come on.
North
Why? What are you
Korea.
saying about Africans, dude?
They
They
don't
don't-
have
they have no
infrastructure
money.
because- Yeah, because we've been destroying their pieces over.
what 175.
175. All right.
Like,
Michael, what do you think? Out of
don't want-
177.
No, 50, dude.
oh, okay,
50 also?
Yeah,
Okay.
50.
The U.S. Okay, wait. Let me read them off. From,
Number
one?
Michael, let's go.
number one, top ranked is Iceland. Number 2 is Germany.
Makes sense. Makes
Number
sense.
3 is New Zealand.
Makes sense.
Number 4 is Norway.
Makes sense.
Number 5 is Denmark.
Makes sense.
Number 6 is Finland.
Makes sense.
Number 7 is Switzerland.
Makes sense.
Number 8 is the United Kingdom.
Okay,
Number 9
yes.
is Slovenia.
That makes
Number
sense.
10 is Australia.
Oi.
Makes sense.
Number 11 is Canada.
Hey.
That's
Number
surprising.
12 is Sweden. Number
yeah,
13
that
is the United States.
13. Oh.
Yeah,
Ah.
you guys were so off.
Damn. Yeah, we
US
were off.
US
That's not that
has-
bad. That's not that
That's
bad.
not that
US
That's not
bad.
bad. That's not bad. I
Super
thought it was
high
worse.
quality. Dude, some of the best universities are here.
Yeah.
Fucking Yale, Cambridge, fucking no, I think Cambridge is in
Yeah.
US is in the
Humboldt.
UK. But there's so many Yale,
Harvard.
MIT, Harvard, fucking there's so many
Yeah, but those are
high-quality-
pocket centers. Like
No,
the
but they're
average person
located in
is
the
not
USA.
going.
But they're-
yeah.
in the USA.
They're the US education system as a whole is number 13
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
177.
All right, so then Michael's
which
right.
is pretty
The
good.
standards are too high. Michael's all right. Michael's right.
No, I don't think the standards are too
I don't
high.
think so, and I
Um,
think they're getting worse. To be honest,
they-
like
okay, so I don't know.
Obama's like core thing, like
I
the
don't-
whole shit, that core competence or whatever the fuck. it was
I
called.
don't know
That shit was
because
bullshit.
Damn,
apparently some people were saying that the core thing was actually working for them, but again, it just depends.
Yeah, well, no,
no
that's
one way of teaching is
a
going to teach
couple
all
of people.
kids.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say a couple of people saying that it worked for them, like the previous system worked for a couple of people. Like,
Yeah. What's going on over here, Hector?
I told Michael, like, don't worry.
It's just
be
math, dude. Fucking
cool.
stupid math,
Just
dude.
math.
It's
Michael,
It's just numbers.
You
Fuck
work with
numbers,
money.
dude.
Our economy works with money.
Yeah, but that's
No,
like
but that's just
math.
basic multiplication and addition, dude. Like, what
Okay,
why do I
okay,
need
let's see.
calculus? Why do I need calculus to know, like, oh, this is how much I'm getting paid?
so
This
that people
you
don't
don't.
fucking jip you.
This
when
is
you're
how much.
Exactly.
This is how much change I have to give back. Like, come on, like that's simple bullshit, dude. Like,
yeah, but so people don't jip you like when they're like when a
Whoa,
politician's
whoa,
on
Edward,
TV.
Edward, you using the gypsy slur? First of all, they're not
Is
called gypsies. They're called Romani. It's like saying you're gonna Jew someone. Whoa,
I didn't know
Hector.
that.
Hector, Hector, sorry, Edward, get woke, man.
Ah!
Get woke, Edward.
Fucking L.
But-
Fucking get wrecked.
But yeah, so they don't beaner you, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, but so they don't
Yeah.
cheat you
Yeah,
out of how
yeah.
much you're worth. But again, calculus. I feel like calculus. I don't know. Maybe that's a little much for high school kids. But again, there were kids that were good at it. So who knows,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Who knows?
that's why those are like
The
AP,
autistic
like
kids.
you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have like
Hey, what you
regular
trying to
calc
say?
in high school. You have AP calc.
I feel like statistics should be required because
Statistics
was
Statistics
really
should be
good.
required.
It was
Actually
so
makes
easy.
yeah.
It
It's
was
super
so
easy.
easy.
It was so-
Statistics
it's
is so
barely
easy.
math. It's
yeah,
barely
yeah,
math.
yeah.
They're like
Wait, you
25% of people.
You took stat
25% of
in,
people
in
in
high
college.
school?
I took
College.
AP stats. Yeah.
But no,
I got
but-
I got an
No,
A
but our
plus in that
professor,
shit.
our professor was pretty. He's like, yeah, all right, guys.
Yeah, I had a good.
This is
teacher.
how you do it. This is like do you ever want to understand what's a good
What's the
Like-
difference between the mean, the median,
Yeah,
and the mode,
yeah.
and then the average versus the median,
or a good
because the median
standard
income-
deviation, and also like what's a good survey, like 90, like how do you calculate your
Yeah.
accuracy?
Like the,
Yeah, whatever.
okay, how about this? This is applicable to real life. You listening, Michael?
Exactly.
The median versus average. If I go, the average salary in the U.S. is like $200,000. That means everyone's making that, right? Wrong. That's average because of all the billionaires that live in the U.S.
Mhm.
If I go the median that Americans are making is like 40 grand because that's the amount that the most amount of people are making. Does that make sense? The median being the amount that most people are making versus the average, which would be we add up everything, then divide it by 300 million people. You get me?
But what does that have to do with math, dude?
That is math.
But you just explained that without saying anything math, dude.
That
No,
is
no, I just-
math.
I
That's
just said
that was
adding
all
and
math.
dividing.
All words.
That's
That's
math.
math.
That's high level
But
math.
where are the
Dang.
numbers? But where are the numbers you just used,
That
dude?
was math.
Dude, in higher level math, you don't even have numbers.
Yeah.
Dude. You have like A, B, sigma, ligma.
But
know?
you still have to multiply and divide.
Yeah,
and do all
multiply
that
ligma
bullshit.
by these balls, and that's
yeah,
math.
but divide is barely okay. So if I look up the
Derived
average,
and anti-derived. No,
Yeah.
that's calculus.
the average annual salary is 59,000, right? So if we look up the median annual salary in the U.S., the median,
Like I understood
USA
everything you
Today.
just said without knowing knowing anything about math.
But that
dude.
was math terms, though.
Yeah, that's
was-
all math.
That's all math.
And you build on that.
Oh
Like you
my
don't just
God.
get to statistics.
That
You
was
have to
all-
learn all the
yeah.
things, all the steps in advance to get to that. Like statistics. Oh, maybe not statistics so much, but definitely like
Dude, if
calc
math
and
was
stuff.
just explaining terms, then I would have passed, dude. But it's not. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of fucking
No,
numbers,
it's
dude.
not.
You're just not. You're just not motivated. You need someone to. You know.
You needed someone to help you. You needed someone to
Yeah.
explain
Yeah.
it to you like that. Like what happened? What? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. What seems like happened? It seems like a lot of your math teachers, and this happened to me too. So maybe I'm projecting a little bit, but they would just show you like the numbers on the board. They would like slap them on there, tell you this, and then tell you like, oh yeah, do this, repeat it like 30 times, and then you should be able to pass the test. You should know. You should know what to
Still
do.
has a scratch.
And like that's not how you teach math. You teach math by explaining it the way Andres did right now.
concepts.
You
Yeah.
teach the concepts. You teach like that. That's how you get a good math teacher. That's what helped me.
told me how to add this.
Here's a challenge. We're gonna have Hector personally tutor you in math for the next 30 days, and then at the end of the 30 days, if
Dude,
you
he's
haven't
gonna
learned,
call me the N-word in chat.
I was gonna say if you haven't learned 100% of all math, we're gonna kill you.
Yeah.
but
Nah, I
if
just
you
know
have
that
learned all of
your,
math.
your attention span is gonna just go like, why am I gonna do like literally like a first
Okay,
time?
no. How about this? How about this? If you can count to 1 billion in 30 days, then we'll get you. You get a GED. So start now.
No, yeah. There's good things. Like okay, like this is like okay. So you know how we're talking about English, like specifically, right? A
English.
little while ago. Like I'm still split down the middle of like the curtains were just fucking blue type of argument. Like
Mhm.
when you're reading a book, like you go.
What is the blue? It's a reflection
It's
of
the
the
fucking
author,
curtain.
and
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
It's
the
just
curtains,
bullshit.
dude.
Like there are aspects where like yeah. Like I don't know, it's so hard to like really pinpoint it because I do think there's some things that
How about this?
the author just wanted to make them blue. They thought it would look nice in the story. They thought it would be like that the character that they're writing liked blue curtains. Like
Yeah.
that's maybe it's
Yeah.
something as simple as that. Maybe it's just the author. The author liked blue curtains for that.
I literally did media analysis on graphic novels,
Yeah,
which are
I
just
did too.
comic books
Yeah.
stuck together in multiple issues, by the way, on graphic novels in English class because I was able to. Because you can analyze, it's media
Yeah.
literacy. You can analyze it. Like I was like, oh, in Red Lanterns in Red Lanterns Volume 1, which I treated as a graphic novel, but again, it's just a collection of fucking issues. I was like,
Yeah.
in Red Lanterns Volume 1, Atrocitus has the lake and it's red because it's a reflection of his internal rage and turmoil. And like, whenever an English teacher says, reads the phrase, and it was a reflection of that, they go, oh, you're getting
Yeah, they
an
cum
A
their pants.
immediately.
Yeah, they
Anytime you say
fucking cream.
reflection of the internal, it's an A right there.
Mhm.
That's media analysis. But again, that's just the basic building
Yeah,
blocks
yeah.
that you learn that you expand on in college when you learn what you want to do, which then in college they give you that blueprint and go, hey, you want to do HVAC? This is how you do it.
Yeah.
You want to be a scientist? This is how you do it. You want to be a business person? This is how you do it. But again,
Like media literacy extends into like
Gotta
even if you want to
finish.
learn the trades. Like a lot of these instruction manuals, they're filtered through like people's experiences, whoever wrote them, when they wrote them, time period, like all this. Like media analysis extends into like everything that you can possibly fucking read, basically. Like how many times do we see like now like outdated textbooks and be like, oh shit, that person was fucking weird, you
Or-
know?
no, even
like,
modern, dude. Some of the modern business books where they'll be like, the entire point of a business is A, to help give people jobs, B, to help the economy, or C, to create shareholder value. And it's like the answer is shareholder value. But even I understand that this is the answer that the textbook's looking for, but I still reject that because I'm like, well, in real life, a business shouldn't just be at the end
Yeah.
of the day to just squeeze all the shareholder value. No, it should be to help like the economy, the people around it, all this stuff, right? But maybe I'm too much of a bleeding heart liberal, right?
Yeah.
But that's why Edward said media analysis is so important, because even when they're teaching you these kinds of things, you can go, I understand this is what the teacher wants me to say, so I'll say that right now. But internally,
But even
I know
that's
that
media
this is what I.
analysis.
Let's have a
that-
media
that- 'cause
Because
analysis.
you
that's
can
the
you
point.
understand what your teacher is
Let's
at,
have a
like,
media
Let's do a
analysis
book
quiz.
report.
He actually wants to do a test, bro.
Let's
Let's do a
fucking
book
go.
Yeah, he
report.
wants to do a test.
This will be easy, right? It's English. We're gonna give you Of Mice and Men, and you're gonna have to
I've
read
read
it.
that book.
Okay.
Can't do that.
You're
It's
gonna
good.
have
It's
to do.
so good.
Okay, yeah, we already dealt with classics like Fahrenheit 451. We already did the fucking I don't know We're gonna have to find like a short
Fucking
but
book
good book
report.
or something.
Fucking hated book reports on books.
Did
I
we
didn't
all
like.
read The Handmaid's Tale or no?
I didn't. I read it later.
I didn't
read it in
read,
college.
bro.
If you read it, it doesn't count, dude. You can't be. A
No,
fucking
that's
book
what I'm
that you
saying.
already
That's what I'm
read.
like.
Oh, like
Oh.
for right now. Like in general, have we read it? I thought you were talking about like in high school.
Let's
did you read it in high
reread
school?
book 1 of Harry Potter and do an analysis on that. That book's like 200 pages long, dude.
Dude, that'd be good.
And then we can go, okay, guys, what did J.K. Rowling mean by naming this character Cho Chang?
Yeah, like that's
If he-
exactly
she
what I
was
mean. Like
racist.
sometimes it's just fucking bullshit. It's just like the
Yeah.
author's a piece of shit. And then like sometimes like yeah, there's media analysis that's worth it, but
Michael.
all of that is media
I'll
But
analysis.
then
look up-
there's like,
I'll
but
look
then
up
there's
some
also
books.
like, sometimes people read deeper into the story itself more than what the author is meant to read. Like they'll read between the lines of like
Then they're cultists.
of their own. Like,
No,
like they'll interpret the book and be like, this is what it means. This is what it means. And by that perspective, like the things they point out, it does sound true. But the writer can be like, nah, I just did it because like I don't know, I thought it was cool. That's it, you know.
Then that's on the person.
no. Okay, no, but yeah, but that still works. Why? Because the author loses control of their work the second they publish it. Then each person has individual experiences that they
And
can
can
relate to. They
interpret
can
it.
see, yeah, and they
Ooh.
can interpret it in different ways. Like the author no longer has like once J.K. Rowling published Harry Potter, that's it. She lost control of how people understand and filter their her work through
Right.
their own brains and their own experiences. Like
So
me.
how does that how does that fall into like so if someone interprets the Harry Potter book as like, well, that I believe Harry Potter is a white supremacist book and they're supporting Nazis and that's what my interpretation, and they bring out points of it that does sound like it does support that claim, but then someone else says something the complete opposite. Well, where do you go and say like, well, who's wrong, who's right, which
Who's-
media analysis is correct, which media analysis is wrong?
Who has supporting evidence from the text? Who can point to specific passages in context? In
Well, and
context, 'cause that's important.
in this hypothetical, if like they both have examples and they both have
Then they both
things.
could be right. Like
Yeah,
th-
they can be right in there. You can get 2 papers that have 100 out of 100, even if they have completely opposing viewpoints. You know,
Dude,
like
that
in
hap-
history class, that's what
That,
they made us
that
do.
happened. We had like a huge right wing idiot, and but he wasn't an idiot. He was really smart, and so he would leave us with like a debate question, right? Was the bomb justified or not? And then it was a
He was
yes
like,
or no.
some-
It was
some-
literally yes
Some
or
people
no.
argue for yes. Some people
No,
argue for no. You can get 100 out of 100 if you argue your point correctly.
Yeah.
Because again, it's those kinds of things. There's not really a finite
school,
answer.
yeah.
You know, there's no like yes, we know for absolute black and white, everything is always going to be gray. That's the only absolute you can believe in. Everything's always going to be gray.
I wouldn't go that far. I would not go that far. I would
someone
not go
could see
that
gray
far.
and say it's yellow, dude.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was gonna say, yeah, but I wouldn't go that far because, like, yeah, sure, technically on an individual issue you could, but if you take it into the broader context, like, let's go with that example. Should we have dropped the bomb or not? There's a very clear thing that in order to be neutral, you have to be okay with. Is it okay to murder millions of civilians? So,
Are
Do the
civ-
end
what kind of
justify-
what kind of
Yeah,
civ-
yeah,
what kind of
like-
civilians? What kind of civilians are they?
like
Civilians.
civilians.
No,
just
there's different
generic
kinds of civilians.
Yeah, but they all got caught up in the blast. Like,
What kind of civilians are they?
They
Innocent
all got
civilians.
caught up
Are
in the
they
blast.
enemy? Are they civilians of an enemy state that is threatening to fight to the last man, woman, and child, as they've clearly stated multiple times?
Except
Or
that
are they going to create anime?
the civilians did not say that. It was the emperor
Exactly.
himself. Like,
America helped create it. No, just kidding.
Exactly.
we are the
right.
reason.
We're the reason Godzilla exists.
I was gonna say we're the
Same-
reason
same
Boku
thing-
no Pico
dude,
exists.
the Thanos question. Did
What?
Thanos do anything wrong? So people were
Well,
like,
obviously,
he-
yes.
Yeah.
Just make more resources.
People
he's,
are-
he's so clearly wrong.
He's
I
yeah,
think-
he's
I think-
unironically dumb.
I think he just did it wrong. Not
The wrong way?
He just did it the wrong way.
So
yeah.
how do you kill people efficiently, Hector?
He didn't kill
He
them. He
killed them
made them
specific-
stop existing.
Ne-
First
That's
of all,
No, 'cause
Okay.
the reason I came to this conclusion is because if you just wished up more will, the people who are already bad and making the world bad still live, and their greed is
But
just
who
going
is
to be.
he to judge who's bad?
I know, but exactly. So then,
oh, if there's
then
the only one that
argue-
could judge is God.
Yeah,
and it has like, come on.
exactly,
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying.
But
I no Hector, but like the reason why it's
greed will still exist. The people who are in power, the corrupt politicians of everyone. in
Then
the
why
world,
didn't he make it his life quest to go to suffering planets?
Yes,
And then go,
yes.
here's some help. Boom. Suffering planet. Here's some help. Boom.
Because
Suffering planet, here's
because
some
when
help.
you
Boom.
have a suffering planet, there's still gonna what's gonna come out of that
Tha-
planet.
Thanos-
All those people know, all those suffering people know is like bad shit.
So they're
suffering.
gonna want to make a better
So when
life
they
for
have good
themselves,
shit
I
happen,
think.
And
they're
you-
gonna create something bad out of that
but,
suffering, dude.
Thanos has the power of a god, and he has a basically unlimited lifespan with the gauntlet. He could literally go to every single planet
Yeah.
and reshape
And
the way they
fix
are
them.
into something better, so that they won't have those bad thoughts
That's what
anymore.
I'm saying. He did it.
Like,
He did it
We
wrong.
have global warming. No more
he-
global warming.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. He just did it really wrong. Like,
Yeah. He could just will all of the microplastics out of the ocean.
Yeah, yeah.
He just chose not to.
I'm exposing all the
Exactly.
corruption from everyone.
Exactly.
Okay, now because I have the power of a god, anytime someone does anything corruption, it immediately appears in anyone's head. Like,
no, but also, I also believe eliminating the problem at the source, because there are people out there who are willing to destroy the earth for their own personal gain, and that's not with Thanos, right? There's actual politicians that
Yeah.
dump what they actually litter or whatever, right? They actually make things worse.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's what I'm saying. Like, even if he cleaned up the earth, right, and he willed more resources, those people still exist.
Mm-hmm.
They'll still
So kill them, Hector
Yes.
says.
exactly
Kill them.
Guillotine
exactly
them.
Okay.
exactly
or make him into
specific.
different people.
Or just imagine he snaps his gauntlet, all mental illness is now gone.
Yeah.
So all those feelings of like I need to have more blah blah, blah is all
Yeah.
gone from everyone, and it's like, hey, we can actually coexist and
There you
help each
go.
other out.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
let's do
yeah.
it.
He has
See?
Do
literally
you guys
unlimited
believe
power.
that? Do you guys
Okay.
believe that there's always gonna like for everything that's like if there's a time of good and everything's good, then that means
If two people are
something
alive,
bad
there
is
will
gonna
always
happen.
be conflict.
And if there's enough bad, there's something good. You get me?
like a
a
yin and
balance?
yang balance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yin and yang
yeah.
thing.
That's not really a real thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
unfortunately, for most of human history, there's been suffering. Like, so
I mean, but out of that suffering, something came out, right? So it's not like if it was just pure suffering, wouldn't we all just have died a long time ago?
It could have been better, Michael.
not pure.
It could have
suffering,
been
but
better.
Yeah, it could have been better. That's,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
all.
Whatever happened is because of bad decision making. Could
Exactly.
have been better.
Walter, what's that flag stand for in the back?
It
The
stands
SF?
for stupid faggots.
Stupid fellas.
Yes.
Stupid fellas team.
The San Francisco 49ers. All right, that's.
Are
what
there
that stands
49 of them on the
Okay.
team? Or
What?
are they all 49 years old?
Are they minor 49ers?
Or do they get paid $49 an hour?
So Thanos was right because.
What are these stupid ass questions, dude?
Okay. So, because human nature is going to kick in regardless, right? We're going to continue to do bad shit because we're just stupid things. We're humans. We're bad.
That's what he
people.
thought. That's
Okay,
why
hold
he-
on. Do you think greed
Be-
exists if mental illness
Look,
didn't exist?
And like, let's say Thanos
think
went to
greed
the
will still
planets and he
exist.
I
went to
think
each
greed is a
one and
symptom
he
of mental
fucking
illness.
figured
You
it
think so?
out.
Yeah, I do. I
Right?
legit to an
It's
extent. I do
lack
think
of
it is.
empathy, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Look.
Oh.
Look, if he goes to each planet and finds the issue or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
then he's gonna be like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna waste time. Let's create a mold of the perfect planet. Now each planet, now you're a dictator. Now you're just running all these planets the same way, even
But no,
ignoring
but
their culture, ignoring their
That's
issues.
what ego wanted to
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm saying, if he
That's
goes to
terrible.
each planet and goes, oh, do you guys, let's say he visits a planet that's with a drought. Boom, now they have water. And then boom, fix all their
Okay,
mental illness.
that
so they don't
didn't
fight
fix
each
that
other.
didn't fix the issue because eventually the water's gonna dry up again. That's just replenishing.
Not
it.
if he
It's gonna dry
reshapes
up
the
again.
entire planet so that there isn't a drought
So
in
you're,
the
re-
atmosphere.
you're reshaping the whole ecosystem,
Okay,
fucking
so
up
he's-
probably
so
other
he's gonna do
animals.
that
other
infinite
living
times
Walter,
around the-
Michael, you're
around the
forgetting,
universe.
He has the power of a complete god with the
Yeah.
gauntlet. He could
Yeah.
literally do whatever he wants.
Anything.
He can just go, boom, I fix this planet. It doesn't affect the rest of the ecosystem. Boom. There we go. Done that. He
Bada
has the
bing,
powers of
bada
a god.
boom.
Like, do you understand what having the powers of a god means?
He just did it
Omnipotent.
wrong.
Literally, yeah.
just
he's
did it
just
wrong.
stupid. He's retarded. Like,
Yeah.
that's literally it.
Well, in the comics, because he wants to kill everything.
Yeah, yeah, that's
'cause he
why.
wants
In
to-
the comics,
he wants
because
to
he
impress
wants
God
God.
because she's like a bad bitch to
That's
him.
actually
or whatever.
Yeah.
that's a better justification.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think they did.
Because-
I think they changed it because they didn't want him to be Darkseid.
Darkseid's not like that.
Yeah, is it?
He's trying to find the anti-life equation.
Because he wants to kill
That's-
everything.
He wants to kill everything.
What
Yeah.
the fuck? It's the same shit.
But Thanos didn't want to kill everything. He
he
killed,
did. He wanted to kill
No.
everything for
he
death.
he killed
wanted to kill
half
half
of all life
everything.
to impress her, and she was like, "I'm not impressed."
Yeah,
And
and
he was
she
like,
wanted to
"What
go
more
fuck
can I do?"
Deadpool.
Yeah, literally. And she wants to fuck Deadpool because she can't have him.
Yeah.
Everybody's
mortal.
chasing what they can't have, dude.
Dollar bills broke till Friday.
Desire.
We're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. Now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday. Bye, my friends. We'll see you next week. And now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday.